So joining us today is Lisa Woodard with the Spokane Regional Clean Air Agency. Thank you very much, Lisa. And we have Dr. Francisco Velasquez with the Spokane Regional Health District as well. Busy day for both of you, so thank you so much for being with us. Lisa, let's start with you, because I would love for you to give a little context to what went on today. First of all, how bad did it get? And give us some perspective of, is this what summer is become for us, or was this pretty extreme?
Well, it all started early this morning when some of us were still asleep, and our air quality spiked up into the hazardous level, and we hadn't seen that since 2023. So it was, you know, a rude awakening to this is the time of year where we start experiencing this. And pretty much throughout the rest of today, we've been in the hazardous. Now we're in the very unhealthy range. The big fire south of us just kind of blew up, and winds can shift, and it's just very difficult to often forecast wildfire smoke activity because you've got new fires breaking out, you've got some shifts in the weather, but we are hoping that things improve a little bit tomorrow. We're expecting some minor improvements tomorrow.
We'll take any improvements, right?
We will.
We've been talking all day long and talked to some health experts about the dangers of the smoke and the impact it can have. One thing that came to my mind, I had my windows open last night.
Sure.
Not very smart, but in retrospect, right? Does short-term exposure, is there a great concern for that, or are we more worried about this long-term?
That's a great question, because I think the length of the exposure and the harm that it can cause is all relative. It depends on your age, your health, and other risk factors. So for example, someone that has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, a short-term exposure can exacerbate that condition. Someone that is very healthy may be able to tolerate a much longer period of time. But I try always to emphasize that it doesn't matter how healthy or not healthy you are, a lot of the microscopic damage that is happening, you don't really see it. So the best thing to do is avoid the exposure regardless of your health status at any point in time.
I walked into work today and there were a few people who were wearing masks, even indoors, because it was so strong. The scent of it was so strong inside. We could all feel it in our eyes. Are they helpful for this type of smoke? Should we all be wearing one if it's this bad?
Well, masks and respirators are very helpful because they block some of the particles that are part of the smoke. So what we do advise, particularly if you have to be outdoors. So first of all, if you can be indoors, that's the best.
Do it, right?
Second, if you have your air conditioning working, is recycling as opposed to ventilating in and out, which unfortunately a lot of us were not ready for that at 3:30 in the morning, right? That's actually the best place to be at. And if you have a clean room in your house, it's actually even better. But if you do have to be outdoors, masks, respirators, KN95s and N95s will work really well. But you have to think about it the same way that you have to replace a filter in your air conditioning because it gets grimy. You have to think about the age and how is that going to age and how long is it going to last, depending on how bad the smoke is.
All right. And as we continue to see these summers with so much smoke, how do you help prepare people as the Clean Air Agency?
Well, we work with wonderful partners, such as the Health District, and try to get word out ahead of time. In June, we promote a Smoke Ready Week. We have a website that we've launched last year. It's kind of one-stop shopping. It's called smokereadyspokane.org. And there's a checklist. There's videos and how-tos, all kinds of information. You can set up your own do-it-yourself box fan filter to help your indoor air. Information on choosing the right HEPA filter for your space in your home, setting up a cleaner airspace in your home. You know, if you've got a large home and you feel like you want extra protection that your HVAC system may not be providing, you can set up a designated room where you spend most of your time and put in a HEPA purifier as well, or a DIY box fan. So just trying to share out all those materials and information that we can so that people can be prepared, and people are being more prepared, especially those of us that have lived here a while. We know that this is a recurring. Now, I had some calls this morning from people that are just brand new to the area, and they too left their air conditioning on fresh air intake last night, and you know, they're concerned about the indoor air. And one thing too is that when the air quality does improve, to ventilate the home and open things up as well.
And get it moving. Thank you both so much, and of course you can always visit more on KREM.com for more information.